Justice League Generation Lost was a year-long comic book limited series that premiered in July 2010 and ran for 24 issues. It was published twice a month, bi-weekly, alternating with Brightest Day, which was written by Jeff Johnson and Peter Tomasa. Okay, I pronounced that wrong, so sue me. So anyways, this story was centering around the recently resurrected Maxwell Lord. Now, a lot of people were probably wondering, wait, I thought Maxwell Lord was dead. Isn't he dead by the time Wonder Woman snaps his neck in the most controversial scene in Wonder Woman? Okay, allow me to say that. I said he was recently resurrected around this time because of Blackest Night. Now, Linkara said in his Blackest Night review that maybe they should have just done a special, unique kind of reboot, bring back all the characters who were dead and start fresh, but also keep the universe, something that could have been way better, than, Flashpoint. Yeah. Anyways, so this is involving Maxwell Lord and as doing one of the tasks that the White Lantern entity gave him. Yeah, in Brightest Day, it focuses on all these all these resurrected characters, the 12 resurrected from the Blackest Night event, that are assigned a task by the White Lantern entity. So basically, it's Final Fantasy 13, but without all the bullshit. With the focus and the hazy glimpse and the what's its idea and the long, tedious stuff that happened. Yeah, I could go into that, but I really don't want to. Anyways, this was written by Keith Giffen and Judd Winnick, who also, and this story also has connections with Booster Gold Volume 2, Winnick's run on Power Girl, Teen Titans issue number 83, because there's a certain character that comes in on this, and it also is also a, sort of a tie-in to regarding Brightest Day maxi series, but right now that's not really the main focus on this. So, anyways, yeah, here's the thing. This is actually pretty good to me. There is a thing in this story that makes me say that if they just did this, the plot would have stopped like halfway through. If they thought about this part. So, anyways, this story focuses on Captain Atom, Booster Gold, Jaime Reyes, aka the Third Blue Beetle, Fire, Ice, and Rocket Red, who joins up later along with Jaime Reyes. And this involves with the return of Maxwell Lord, who's trying to take over the world. But it's revealed he has something else going on. Remember that White Lantern thing? I'll get to that in a moment. So, Maxwell Lord is currently under international manhunt by every law enforcement agency and superhero on the planet. And then Booster Gold eventually finds him at the old Justice League International Embassy in New York. But Lord defeats Booster Gold, leaving him bloody and unconscious. And yeah, Maxwell Lord, after when Captain Atom, Ice, Fire, and Skits arrive, it turns out that, he's apparently used a lot of blood and machine to amplify his mind control powers to a very crazy level, which I'll get into in a moment. Superman arrives soon afterward, but when they inform him of Maxwell Lord's narrow escape, Superman says this: Who's Maxwell Lord? Revealing that Maxwell Lord has somehow turned into Charles Xavier and he erases everybody's memories of his existence from the minds of everyone but the four of them. They tried to tell everybody the truth about it, but for some reason, everyone is a complete dick about it. Okay, yes, I can buy Booster Gold probably not being believed, because according to this, Booster Gold's popularity was kind of in the gutter a bit. In fact, Maxwell Lord didn't even try to discredit him. Like, they kept saying, because his reputation among the superhuman community was already bad, and really anything else would be just like kicking a dead horse. Which is funny when you think about it, that Maxwell Lord kept this guy to remember him, and yet he has no need to make him humiliated. And yeah, when they show the image of Wonder Woman killing Lord, because we all know how that was, Superman just says, I only see a picture of Wonder Woman alone. And I was like, wait, how the hell does that happen? Like, Yeah, here's the thing that makes me question something about this series. He has the ability to mind wipe people. He does not have the ability to alter the fabric of reality. No, seriously. This sounds more like he's trying to alter the fabric of reality more than actually erase people's memories. In fact, it would have made more sense if he just transported these four to an alternative universe where Maxwell Lord doesn't exist. That would have made more sense in my mind. So, anyways, when Booster Gold, in his desperation, tries to show the same images to Batman and tells him who... Hey, here's the thing. I was wondering... When Batman says, Bruce Wayne founded this certain group, here's the thing. I was like, wait, what happened? What? Who's this? And then I looked it up, and then I remembered, oh, wait. After Batman died in Final Crisis, yeah, spoilers on that. Well, sort of died. It's complicated. But, it's revealed that, this is not Bruce Wayne. This is Dick Grayson, a.k.a. Nightwing, a.k.a. Robin, a.k.a. the Batman #2. He tells Booster Gold, as far as the world knows, Bruce Wayne, instead of Max Lord, restarted the Justice League, Lex Luthor usurped the OMAC project, and Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle, committed suicide. Much to Booster Gold's anger. It's also revealed that, let's see. Fire is informed she has failed a psych exam twice and is dismissed from Checkmate. Guy Gardner claims Ice tried to kill him, and Captain America is tricked by Lord into attacking a general and having to fight his way out of an air force. Yeah, Booster Gold, like I say, he's not subjected to any of this because his reputation already sucked. So, yeah. And it's revealed that the Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, while Jaime Reyes has forgotten everything, and in fact he barely had any knowledge of who the hell Maxwell Lord is at best. He probably did see the footage of the killing incident, but as far as he knew, that was it. Yeah, it turns out he doesn't know what the hell's going on. Apparently the Beetle does, the one that's in his back. Yeah, that has memories of it. I could say that maybe... I do recall that Ted Kord did have the Beetle scarab thing, so maybe that was the reason, but like I said, I'm not well versed in the comics in that level yet. So, here's the thing I was also wondering. They mentioned, wait, why don't we just get Martian Manhunter to help us? Maybe he can explain. He was off-world when this happened. Okay, good idea. Why can't you get him? Because he forgot as well. Wait, what? Yeah, that's the thing that kept bugging me. This has to be alter reality powers instead of mind wiping. He's erasing his existence from everybody and altering history. How does mind wiping go to alternate reality powers? Like when we see the opening where he activates this device, this big red vibrational frequency happens and it just throws through the earth. That's it. I've never seen it go into space. So did he alter reality or did he not? You can't have it both ways. You just can't have it both ways here. In my mind, at least. So, while the Omacs are attacking Blue Beetle's family and whatnot, Blue Beetle teleports the Omacs and all of them to Russia, the motherland, where they are confronted by the Rocket Red Brigade. The Brigade are battling a rogue Rocket Red, an old-time communist who hates what Russia has become. I'm not going to go into that. The heroes initially reluctant to become involved into the fray when the battle endangers civilians, separating the attacking Red, later known as, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, so I'm just going to say Rocket Red. Because to say his name of Russian is impossible to do. So it's going to be these six. Wait, let me just double check on that. Captain Allen, Booster Gold, Jaime Reyes, Fire Ice, and Rocket Red. So yeah, it's them, and yeah, it's revealed that Maxwell Lord is trying to reform the old JLI group, and then a fallen Rocket Red reveals a comm device activates, telling them that from a fallen Rocket Red, that Lord tells them he excluded them deliberately from mind wipe in an effort to protect them, and offers them a chance to work with him in saving the world. Yeah, this is where I'm going to go into what was his objective, and why does he need to save the world? Well, here's the thing. It's revealed later that the reason why he's given this task by the White Lantern entity telling him to stop a war that's about to happen in the future. You wanna know who's the cause of this future war? Magog! A.K.A. the character from Kingdom Come. Yeah, the events of Kingdom Come are apparently a future event in the old DC universe, which is told by the White Lantern to stop this event and assigns Maxwell Lord to do the job. Okay, this leads to several questions I have. One, why does the White Lantern entity want Maxwell Lord, a deranged psychopath who uses mind-wiping abilities and really nothing else, to kill Magog, or really just stop the war entirely from happening in the future? Okay, maybe because he has the more desperate... Maybe it's because he's the villain and therefore he will do whatever it takes. And okay, yeah, I can buy that. But why couldn't he just do this? This would have ended all these problems if he just explained why. It's never said why... It never did say if the White Lantern entity would punish him, because if he doesn't do this objective, along with the people who were resurrected, they would not return to life completely. You see, they are alive, but they're not because they're connected to the White Lantern still, and the White Lantern is telling him, okay, you gotta do this objective. If you want, then you will be free, you will live your life again, and enjoy it. So, here's the thing. Why doesn't Maxwell Lord just tell them? He has really nothing to lose on this. He's already died once, he knows what it's like, and he's basically saying he's mocking God to an extent, but why doesn't he just explain to them why he needs them, why he needs their help? He could have just said, and I quote, look, I need your help. I was given a mission by the White Lantern entity to go ahead, stop Magog, because he's about to create a war in the future that leads to horrible devastation and destruction from that, aka the events of Kingdom Come to happen. And all I'm wondering is, why doesn't he... So, I need your help. Or, if he wanted to, that would have made more sense, he could have said this. Okay, I need your help. I need you to help me kill Magog. And if you don't help me, then I won't release this mind control I have over everybody. And you will be forced to live a life of misery. Now, yes, I get he's trying to take over the world and whatnot eventually, but I think this is more important. Like, even the villains would admit, like, okay, I want to rule the world, I don't want to destroy it, so I'll help the heroes out. Like, even Young Justice's Lex Luthor in the TV show did this. Like, he helped out. Like, yeah, he manipulated certain events, but the heroes did say that, yeah, we can trust him because as much as he's the villain and much as he's the enemy, it's his world too. So, yeah, even Thanos in the Marvel comics during Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War, he teams up with the heroes, and while he admits it's disgusting to do this, and he doesn't like being a hero, he'll say, well, it's my universe, so really, if I don't have this universe, I got nothing to do. So, this could have all ended if Maxwell Lord just did those two things. Either A, tell them what happened and why he has to do this, or hold the whole planet's history hostage. There! It would have ended. This whole thing could have been avoided. But no, because Maxwell Lord has to be an idiot and not explain why they need his help with saving the world, the team refuses to cooperate with him. Heck, he could have just went ahead and said, I'm bringing the band back together. Nostalgia time. Oh, and then Captain Atom reveals that after an explosion shown in issue 1, because for some reason, he was thrown forwards in time to a post-apocalyptic future in which an aged and crippled Power Girl, yeah, she turned from a great beauty to whatever this did, warned him that Max Lord was responsible for a superhuman war that plunged the world into disaster. What? I'm going to ask, how? Yeah, they never explain, they just mention certain things. So, yeah. So, yeah, so afterwards, Cap entrusts the rest to go ahead of the rest of the group to help him fight Maxwell Lord. And they infiltrate Casima's headquarters, the Checkmate headquarters, to try and stop him. Where I say, once again, Lord receives this vision from the White Lantern entity responsible for his resurrection, telling him to kill Magog or stop him from plunging the world into war. Later, with visions of the seas taken directly from Kingdom Come, in which he's responsible for the destruction of Kansas and the eventual war that happens. And it shows Max images of himself killing a distraught Magog with his own staff. Okay. You can still explain this. You can explain this to them. So then he goes ahead and mind controls Fire and then Booster Gold to prevent them from stopping him. And like I said, just go ahead and just explain it. He ports them to the old JLI embassy, back to Checkmate, where he attempts to provoke Magog into a fatal fight with Captain Atom by fooling him into thinking, okay, your mission, if you choose to accept this, is to kill Captain Atom. So, yeah, meanwhile, Power Girl and Batman both come close to identifying Maxwell Lord's existence during a separate investigation, and then they lose their memories of what they were about to remember. Ahead. I'm just gonna say this again. Why, oh why, is this possible? Okay, look. I was just wondering when I was reading this. Wait. Okay. He altered reality. That's already pushing it. But he has the ability to say whenever someone comes close to learning the truth, their memories are just re-erased. Is that even possible? I don't even think Charles Xavier can do that. He can erase people's memories as shown in the X-Men movies, but I don't recall him having the ability to erase a person's memory of somebody, then try to find out that existence on their own, and then somehow erasing it somehow without him even knowing how. So yeah, this also leads to them going to be confronted later on when they're trying to find more robotic labs. They are confronted by the Metal Men, the new Justice League International group. In the ensuing battle, Isis' powers go to craziness, and she remembers the truth of her origins. Elsewhere, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and Captain Atom are investigating an abandoned base where Captain Atom is assaulted by Magog. And they battle in the heart of Chicago, where Captain Atom is able to at length to convince Magog that he's being manipulated. Then Magog remembers, ceases his attack, but then then Lord comes in and kills Magog with mind control with the spear. Lord then uses his powers again to convince bystanders of the media that Captain Atom killed Magog. He then receives a message from the entity saying that he has averted war. Life returned. Okay, so this story should technically be over. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. So, yeah, as the witnesses now realize he just murdered somebody, in their eyes, Captain Atom realizes Magog's spear is about to go nuclear and tries to absorb as much as he can, but once again he's thrown into a time stream. This time he finds himself in just a century into the future. Again, he meets Power Girl, presently the head of an incarnation of the Justice League, who he tries to help a disastrous battle against a new form of Omax that quickly overwhelmed them. Power Girl is injured, tells Captain America about that the tipping point for the world's descent to chaos was Max Lord's murder of Wonder Woman. Okay. So they tried to go ahead and start another D-Day event, but that fails miserably and they get their asses handed to them. So Captain America is able to use an explosion to go back to his own time, equipped with the knowledge about how to stop Lord. And yeah, yeah, it just gets worse for them. Apparently Maxwell Lord is God. The reason why I say that is because he seems to be aware, has planned everything accordingly. I'm surprised he didn't say the scene of, "This was all the part of my plan. I knew you would reject my offer." In fact, I think he did do that. Yeah, apparently, Max is prepared to kill Wonder Woman, but then here's the thing that confuses me. All the memories of Wonder Woman have disappeared from the world. What? What? Yeah, I was wondering this. Maxwell Lord is furious and pissed off about why is Wonder Woman forgotten? What caused it? Like Superman and everyone else knew who he was. She was in a scene before when the mind wipe happened. What happened? Yeah, I don't think I recall this ever getting explained. So, anyways, man. Then afterwards, things get crazier when Batman and Power Girl are informed by Checkmate, and that messages indicate Magog thought he was being ordered to kill Adam by Checkmate, and then the forensic evidence indicates Adam may have not caused the explosion that killed Chicago. Well, he didn't kill them, but still, who's going to be held accountable then? If Magog's dead, Adam didn't do it, and Maxwell Lord doesn't exist, then oops, Checkmate's screwed. So anyways, Max later on shows up and teleports Blue Beetle away, and yeah, it's also revealed that we get a UN meeting going on with the Security Council where Checkmate is being held on trial essentially, who because they blamed him for Magog's attack and all the other events, and they revoked Checkmate's charter, and Taylor Brandt's at White King Atom Janice about how this means the ends of the organization. But Janice replies, "It is only the beginning." Oh, also, before this, we got a cameo by the Hulk. Actually, I think that was Frankenstein. Yeah, there's a version of Frankenstein that exists in the DC universe. But I was wondering, why does he look like the Hulk? Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, Checkmate's been practically dead, but there was a scene earlier when Rocket Red and the others broke into Checkmate to get answers. Yeah, here's the thing, and this was honestly the funniest line in the comic, where Rocket Red tries to distract them and basically says how the communist nations are not being given chances in Checkmate, in the organization of Checkmate, and the guy just like, what? China has an office on the second floor! I was like laughing in hilarity, like, oh man. Oh man, I'm surprised he didn't just like try and process what the heck was wrong with this guy. Yeah, that was honestly my favorite part of the comic. Like, that was just hilarious. So, yeah. Then it's revealed that Checkmate is in control of Maxwell Lord. What? Yeah, apparently, Maxwell Lord has been manipulating everything and causing the reveal to destroy Checkmate, where he would pick up the pieces. And he transforms Talib into a OMAC in very disturbing fashion, as Blue Beetle looks on in captivity. Then, yeah. Then, Maxwell Lord is revealed to have manipulated Power Girl to try and basically kill Captain Atom. And here's the thing. That she's not really seeing Captain Atom. She's seeing Superman. She's seeing another reality in her perception to basically attack Superman, who she thinks has gone rogue. So while this is going on, Blue Beetle remembers as he's being tortured, as Max reveals that the Mind Wipe feeds off of psychic energy, so the more people around, the faster someone will forget. Captain Atom fights Power Girl, and yeah. But the JLI comes to help Power Girl and sees them as the other Justice Leaguers and continues to fight. Yeah, so basically we're going into the Injustice universe for Power Girl. She's basically witnessing the Injustice universe. So eventually Power Girl is free from Max's control, remembers everything, and she decides to join the rest to take down Max. However, Booster Gold says, yeah, we want your help, but could you tell everyone about him? Not really help us? I mean, like, it's not like she's like basically Superman's cousin from another universe. She's basically Supergirl, but from another Earth. Comic books are weird and very complicated. Yeah. So, as this all goes on, Max tells the Captain Jaime Reyes that he used the JLI to make Checkmate look ineffective so he could take over. Yeah, basically what he just said here is, I had planned everything out. I had planned for them to be dumb. I had planned for all this to happen. I had planned for them to reject my offer. Which makes me think, okay, what if they did take your offer out of nowhere? Would you have just said, what? You mean you tell me you're going to actually help? Wow, I had this very convoluted, very detailed plan that's basically trying to make me look like this horrible monster because of a retcon by Jeff Johns. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that was an awkward conversation. That would have been an awkward conversation. So, anyways, they fly to this new headquarters, and basically Beetle, the rest of the team arrives just in time to see Maxwell Lord holding a blaster, pointing it at Blue Beetle, and here's what I thought was the missed opportunity here. Maxwell Lord could have done the same scene with Ted Kord, but this time with Jaime Reyes. He basically says, join me and together we can rule the earth as something. And Jaime could have spoken in Spanish to tell him to go to rotten hell. And this is what happens. Max shoots Blue Beetle in the head. Yeah. And all I was wondering, they could have done that, and then he could just mutter to himself, 2 Beetles down. Or something like that. You could have referenced Ted Kord, and I really would have made Booster Gold want to kill him. But Max manages to somehow escape, and the JLI try but fail to revive Jaime. Oh, don't worry, he's not really dead. So, anyways, Power Girl tries to convince, Nightwing in disguise of Batman behind Ted Kord's death, going so far as to exhume Kord's body for Dick to examine. Bruce, but, Robin is an idiot, not at all skeptic about anything, but Bruce Wayne reveals, yeah, he shows up out of nowhere, that he remembers Max's existence, and he and Grayson examine the body together, and Bruce makes the new Batman temporarily to see the evidence that Ted was murdered, telling him to remember it, and he and Kara go up to join up with the JLA. So, yeah. Yeah, Captain Atom is they're all the JLI are in this really big desperate state of disarray. Um, Captain Atom is depressed and all and whatnot, and yeah, he feels like he's no longer human and being blamed for all the deaths in Chicago. Oh, don't worry, they don't actually think you murdered anybody. Well, maybe the public does, but still. Fire then surprises herself by kissing Rocket Red. Or Red Rocket. I was surprised by that. Booster Gold blames himself and believes he doesn't want to be leader anymore. The rest of the team overhears his ranting and say they believe in him, knowing that what a hero he truly is. Booster says, "We cannot win! We must leave in and give up!" Oh, God! Yeah, this is the moment where Blue Beetle suddenly sits up. His wound is healed, declaring he knows what Maxwell Lord's diabolical plan is and how to stop him. And then through some technobabble, it turns out that the Blue Beetle Scarab armor apparently released enzymes to heal his head and also shatter the bullet and whatnot. Batman and Power Girl arrive to help to aid the team, discovering Max is organizing some sort of attack on Wonder Woman. Power Girl doesn't remember, but Bruce Wayne Batman does due to his exposure to the White Lantern. Yeah, at least that's explained. But I'm still wondering about the alternate reality powers that Maxwell Lord somehow is able to get. The team find her investigating the depths of the Amazons, and it's revealed that he uses Max is using a device to enhance his mental powers, again, turning people around the world into Omax to kill Wonder Woman and the JLI. Yeah. And it turns out that Maxwell Lord, once again, basically is revealed to have planned all this, and that they used the JLI to track her down. There's a lot of convenience going on. So anyways, so they teleport, the Omega Army then teleports Wonder Woman and the JLI, except for Batman, Power Girl, and Atom, to Los Angeles, for the final battle can begin. And yeah, this is basically a huge fight going on. Like, Maxwell Lord sends a gigantic OMAG that's capable of taking abilities from of the heroes, and Booster Gold goes ahead to fight Maxwell Lord's flying headquarters as they come face to face. And yeah, during this epic battle and whatnot, they basically go ahead with this debate of moral ambiguity. Max trying to defend his actions while Booster Gold points out the hypocrisy in all this, claiming to be defending humanity yet killing thousands, and they end up falling through the sky. Booster Gold saving Max at the last moment, but Max uses his powers to hold Booster Gold at bay when he overloaded Captain Atom. When an overloaded Captain Atom flies down to grab him, Captain Atom tells him he is going to be sucked into the time stream and he will take Max with him, knowing that of a control freak like Max, being in a strange time and place would be a nightmare. Desperate, Maxwell Lord agrees to Captain Atom's demand that he undo the mind wipe and let the world remember him. Once that's completed, Atom lets go and is sucked away as Maxwell Lord teleports away. Later, Max posts a video online where he blames Professor Ivo for Magog's rampage and claims he was still trying to defend the world and will continue to do so in secret. Booster Gold is pissed off that Maxwell Lord ended up winning, but Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, says that it's not over and shows Booster Gold his plan. A new Justice League International to be continued in a new monthly series. Yeah, this monthly series doesn't happen, unfortunately. Yeah, you want to know why this series doesn't happen? This new sequel series, the Justice League International sequel? This series started in July 2010. It ended in April 2011. Right around this time, the reboot was about to start. Flashpoint. Dun dun dun! Boo! 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 They clearly did not give the writers heads up that there was going to be there was not going to be a sequel series to this. So I'm like, and what was the point? You should have told them ahead of time and ended the story with the self-contained thing and not do a sequel. You could have done that, but no. Now we're left on a cliffhanger where Maxwell Lord is still on the loose, organizing checkmate, and basically we're never going to get a resolution to that. Like, yeah, there's DC Rebirth trying to fix a lot of stuff, but yeah, that wasn't gonna, that probably wouldn't have worked, since they would have to basically revive the entire universe, all the continuity, all the bad stuff, all the good stories and whatnot, undo a lot of New 52, undo Doomsday Clock. So yeah, they should just did the series finale on this with this bi-weekly series. But, okay, for all the criticisms I made, like Maxwell Lord's apparent mind-wiping alternate reality powers, and the confusing time jumps, and the fact that the story could have ended on several occasions, but clearly that wasn't going to be the case, since they need to stretch this out as much as they can, probably by the editors. Yeah, also there is some flashback sequences regarding Maxwell Lord. This is where a continuity error happens. You see, they keep saying that the reason why Maxwell Lord is doing all this is because of the tragedy and all the build-up they were doing for him to turn to the dark side, or at least go anti-hero. You know, like the events of the destruction of Coast City, where his family was killed, where, or at least his mother, and how he was once a good guy, and how he thought he'd always wanted to do the right thing, but he eventually went rogue. But that kind of goes against everything Jeff Johns retconned. Whereas Jeff Johns is saying, no. You see, it was always Maxwell Lord. He was always evil, always in whatnot. He was always the bad guy. But the writers for Generation Lost, Justice League, they're saying that no, it was because of tragedy. So which one is it? Maxwell Lord actually does this good scene with Booster Gold in this flashback, where he explains, like, in this drunken state, revealing his darker feelings for superheroes and basically gods, explaining why all this is becoming worse, why this probably was a mistake, how we can't trust them, why we need to stop them, essentially. Booster Gold says he doesn't like where this conversation is going, and Maxwell Lord just says, okay, you know what, it's just me, it's the alcohol talking, let's just forget about this. Yeah, that actually was a pretty good scene, and if they didn't retcon Maxwell Lord's entire history with the JLI, then I would have been more sympathetic with him, but now I'm just given this error issue. So, yeah, despite all my issues I've been explaining about this whole thing as I go over this entire series, there was a lot of stuff I did love about this. Yeah, I know there's some continuity issues and some plot holes that really was never explained. Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, okay, do I like this comic series or do I not? I want to say no because of the plot holes and how the story could have ended much sooner in certain ways. But I want to say yes because it is well told. It makes Maxwell Lord more sympathetic. But at the same time, it also presents a continuity issue because they're saying Maxwell Lord was sympathetic, had fallen to the dark side for tragic reasons, whereas Jeff Johns had said that Maxwell Lord was always evil. So, what is it? We never get an explanation. And the other issue with this is the fact that this was supposed to continue in a sequel series, a new monthly issue. But, as I said, Flashpoint happened and the DC Universe was rebooted into the New 52, and we all know how that was for people. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say it's okay. Like, I can like a story that has issues so long as it's well written and whatnot, but with these plot hiccups, yeah, it's a give or take for that. So, yeah, I'm not saying Jeff Johns should have written this or Grant Morrison. Like, I'm all for interesting talent that I never read up before, but yeah, Jeff Johns is the retcon guy, and Grant Morrison is, hey, we're in a universe with all these people. Let's just go all crazy. So, yeah, for all of its flaws and errors with this, and sometimes the plot hiccups and the continuity contradictions, I do like Justice League Generation Lost. Would have probably liked the sequel if they made it, but Flashpoint happened and we all know how that turned out. So, we'll probably never get a finale from this. So, yeah, and here's the thing. At least we got a sense of optimism going on. Like, yeah, I know the DC Universe at this point was already changed due to Identity Crisis, but at least it feels like even from the darkest depths of hell, there's still a light at the end of the tunnel. Not in the New 52, that's a different matter altogether. So, yeah, those were my thoughts on Justice League Generation Lost limited series comic book run. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to for more.